It has been 2 days, but a jury is still deciding the guilt of a man who's charged with murder, one who didn't actually kill the victim.
Plus, 3 DPS schools are proposed to close. A vote will be taken tomorrow, and it could have a big impact on hundreds of students.
Our goal is to fill the gap and support everyone in need, even those who may not be eligible for other VA services.
Veterans certainly are in need. Too many have ended up homeless, but one Denver metro community is trying to find solutions, one board at a time. The prosecution is alleging that a young man told a teenager it was okay to fire at a woman in another car. That woman was killed.
Nishan Johnson didn't pull the trigger, but he's still charged with murder, and now a jury is deciding if he should go to prison for it. Matt Jablow talked with the victim's brother about this case. It's very emotional.
And Matt joins us live at the Denver County Courthouse with the latest. Matt?
Tom, there's still no verdict for Nishan Johnson, even after 8 hours of jury deliberations over 2 days. Meanwhile, the family of the victim, Pamela Cabrialis, says they're very much hoping that justice delayed is not justice denied. It happened a little more than 2 years ago, February 20th, 2021. Pamela Cabrialis, a hard-working single mother of a 6-year-old boy, was sitting in her car at a traffic light at I-25 in Colfax. Police say 2 teenagers in the car ahead of Cabrialis thought she had tapped their car when she came to a stop. According to court documents, one of the teens, a 14-year-old, then asked the driver, 18-year-old Nishan Johnson, quote, "Can I bust on them?" To which Johnson allegedly replied, quote, "Do what you gotta do. That's on you." At that point, police say the 14-year-old got out of the car with a semi-automatic weapon and fired 15 to 20 shots into Cabrialis' car, hitting and killing her. The 14-year-old, who has not been named because of his age, was arrested the next day along with Johnson.
It's hard just waiting and they're trying to, guess what they're gonna decide. Or
Alex Cabrialis is Pamela's brother. He's been in the courtroom for every day of the trial and says there's no doubt in his mind that even though Nishan Johnson did not pull the trigger, he's responsible for Pamela's death. And Alex believes that Johnson should spend the rest of his life in prison.
He's guilty of first-degree murder with extreme indifference. The law is the law.
The 14-year-old accused of firing the shots that killed Pamela Cabrialis has not yet been tried. His case is now in juvenile court, but prosecutors are hoping to eventually try him as an adult. Kim and Tom.
Complicated, but a story that we followed so closely. All right, thank you, Matt.
And we'll continue.
3 of 4 bills aimed at lowering gun violence in Colorado were heard in a Senate committee hearing today. The committee passed a bill to expand the red flag law. The others would give ability to ask the weapons be taken from a possible dangerous person. The other 2 bills call for raising the age to buy a gun to 21 and removing immunity protections from gun sellers and manufacturers. The 4th bill, which calls for a 3-day waiting period after a gun sale, got passed from a committee on Monday. The full House is scheduled to start discussion on it tomorrow.
The Colorado Attorney General's office released a new report today highlighting the dangerous relationship they describe between social media and fentanyl distribution. The report notes that social media increases the ease of access to getting fentanyl, emphasizing that there are several loopholes which allow dealers to continue their presence online. AG Phil Weiser told us he's pushing for more transparency from the social media platforms in the hopes that such collaboration will help stop fentanyl distribution.
One of the measures we call for is platform accountability and platform oversight. Platforms should be required to disclose how they're operating. They should be expected to cooperate with law enforcement on specific timetables, and they should be partners in this work.
AG Weiser also noted that while usage of social media apps skews younger, it's a significant issue that is not exclusively isolated to teenagers.
Tomorrow, DPS Superintendent Alex Murrow will recommend closing 3 schools. DPS has held meetings as recently as this week with staff and families to review their options if their school were to close. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Ursaris joins us now. So tell us which ones are in jeopardy, Jaleesa.
Kim, Fairview Elementary, Denver Discovery, and the Mathematics and Science Leadership Academy could all potentially close at the end of the school year. DPS cites critically low enrollment as its reasoning behind these potential closures. According to the recommendation, Denver Discovery students will get to go to a preferred school within the district next year. Fairview students will guarantee a seat down the road at Cheltenham Elementary, and MSLA students will get a spot at neighboring Valverde Elementary School. And because of an agreement between the Denver Classroom Teachers Association and DPS, all school-based staff will have a job next year. An important detail for teachers as well as students.
Really, it's about the continuity for the students and making sure students have access to those excellent educators that they've had in these schools, the experiences, the knowledge, and that we retain those educators.
Now, according to the special board meeting agenda, the superintendent will present these recommendations to the board around 10:30 tomorrow morning. Kim?
Okay. It's coming up on the end of the school year already. These decisions need to be made.
Absolutely. Time is of the essence at this point.
Yes. Thanks, Jaleesa.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development estimates that more than 1,000 Colorado veterans are unhoused, with one nonprofit saying they've found a solution in tiny homes.
So, which that was like one of the biggest factors, I guess, is why I'm here too, and why I'm doing so well.
Veterans say having support helps them find stability after they leave the military. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon shows us a tiny home village that unhoused veterans will soon be able to call home.
So we have a little more than 2 acres that we're going to put 26 tiny homes on.
When the city of Longmont was looking at how to solve the veteran homeless crisis in the community, they turned to the nonprofit Veterans Community Project, or VCP.
It's a transitional housing community. People can stay here for up to 2 years.
Jennifer Siebold is the executive director.
Everything we do is really geared toward getting people ready to be permanently housed and then sustainably, successfully maintaining that housing.
Going from being homeless for a little bit into getting houses, it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Kendrick Hargrove is fresh out of the Air Force after 8 years of service.
Just doing everyday stuff, it's been extremely difficult. But I'm getting better at it, though.
He says transitioning from the military to civilian life is difficult. As a veteran, it can feel alienating.
Asking for help is exceptionally hard sometimes.
But he's finding his way through with a little self-determination and help from his case manager at VCP. They've helped him with financial literacy, understanding his benefits, and also got him housing.
Because you have someone rooting for you, you know they're there for you too. So it's way easier or way harder not to give up on yourself.
Jennifer says they're hopeful the tiny home village will open in June. Vets who live there will get to see their case manager on site.
We say we don't turn any veteran away, and that's absolutely true. Anyone can walk in at any time for services.
Kendrick says he understands the shame some vets feel when asking for a hand up, but he wants them to know there's people out there who want to help.
It's way easier to believe in yourself when you have support, 100%. You're not alone, and not at all, dude, not alone.
Since 2020, Jennifer says VCP has permanently housed 61 veterans in the northern Colorado area with an 85% success rate. They still need volunteers to help build the tiny homes, and for other projects, if you'd like to get involved, check out veteranscommunityproject.org.
Certainly a hopeful situation, maybe also hopeful that other communities would be able to follow suit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jennifer was telling me Longmont was looking for solutions, and they looked all across the country to find a model that they liked. They found one in Kansas City, which is where VCP started, and they were brought here. So hopefully this model is expanding across the country right now. Maybe it could expand more in Colorado too.
Thanks, Courtney. The investigation into alleged poisoning of Taco Bell food is done. We're going to share those results with you.
And interest rates are about to go up again. The Federal Reserve Chairman's comments on how much coming up.